I'm JD. You're watching JChats. This is a Voix Jai production YouTube series. I know you're wondering, what is JChats, right? Well, this is where I speak to persons within the creative industries within Trinidad and Tobago and internationally. And by that, I mean musicians, songwriters, YouTubers, hairstylists, beauty technicians, and so much more. So, I encourage you to join me right here inside JChats. Collis Duranty. His name is surely present in the ear of the Trinbagonian audience, across the Caribbean, and presently breaking ground in the UK markets. He is Collis Duranty. Now, you would know him most from the popular Sea-Lut's rhythm that featured Marsha Montano, Morgan Heritage, Positive, Prophet Benjamin, and Collis's own rendition, When You Know It's Love. Love has always been his message, and he has been around for over 16 years in the music business, fearlessly carrying the tradition of the storyteller. Songs like Red, White, and Black, Another Day Just Gone with Bunji Garlin, Keep On Working with Taurus Riley, Mr. Officer, and Earth Song, just to mention a few. To say any more about Collis Duranty really means we won't have much time. Experience Collis Duranty right here inside of JChats. So we are inside of JChats. I'm JD. Thank you so much again for joining me. Today we have in studio Collis Duranty. Mr. Collis Duranty, originally from down south. He'll tell us some more in a bit. But this is one of T&T's talented musicians. He's got so many jams on the outside. You may have heard about Red, White, and Black. That's him. You may have heard about Another Day Just Gone. That's him with Bunji Garlin. And he's got so much more. So we're going to take all we can out of him today. Welcome to JChats, Collis.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Always good to have you here. So I know we usually link up via the radio world, but it's good to have you here inside of the studio doing this video with me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Always supporting anything, man.
So we haven't seen each other in about a couple of years, but I know you're extremely busy inside of the musical world.
Time, I bounced up on the highway driving.
That's how we see it. I know. So tell us about yourself. You're from, am I right by saying Point Fortin?
Well, yeah, so partially because originally I'm from Superior, but I grew up in the two villages because my dad from Point, my mother from Superior. So kind of, live the life knowing the both, the both what you say, this county, borough and, So Superior, and I'm also a Burgess of Point Fortin.
So tell our viewers some more about you when you started, because I think it's about 16 years plus doing this?
That's not. When you say it like that, you kind of let people feel that kind of old out there, But yeah, it has been a
16 plus years.
Yeah, it has been a time, 16 plus years, yeah. Like most musicians or artists that you might know who came up from church and that kind of stuff. That has been my story. My dad is a pastor.
Ooh,
yeah,
I didn't know that, Collis.
Yeah. The pastors to the eastern pastor. So, yeah.
That's why he's such a good boy.
I try to be a good boy. So I did also Sunday school, choir, school choir, even drama festivals, Sandfest, all these different things I've been involved as a youth coming up,
Right.
So I've always had that interest and that talent in singing. I was never a writer yet, however. When I got a little older, I went on to do singing in the cruise ship industry. So I used to travel on the cruise ships and so on. And it was 1999 in that cruise ship experience that we went through. They actually sailed the ship around a hurricane.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it was the 8 to 10 hours of that experience. I would say now was the catalyst for who Collis Duranty is now in terms of where people know me as the writer that I am. Because up until that time I wasn't writing.
So is it during that turbulent time, literally on the ship?
No, well, when that experience happened, I left the job.
So that was it?
Yeah, that was it.
That was confirmation.
Yeah. I ain't want to see the ocean as open and wide and like that again. But I came home and in trying to figure things out and what am I going to do next or whatever, is within the experiences that was happening then, the writer developed.
And so you're a singer-songwriter. I mentioned a few minutes ago that you have some really big songs, Red, White, and Black. Just touch on that, because we want to just remind our listeners. And are you going to rebrand that? Did I hear that?
Yes,
You're bringing it
yes,
back
actually
again?
I'm doing it over presently as we speak, so it should be out soon.
So give us a concept behind it first off, and tell us about it in terms of the rebranding of it, or bringing it back.
I remember the morning when some years ago they had killed young Sean Luke.
Right.
And I wasn't even aware of what was happening in terms of, so I was seeing this car coming with his headlights on. So I telling him, man, hey, your lights on, your lights on, because in the daytime now.
Yeah.
And only to realize that it was something in solidarity of his death. Then I started to pay attention to the scenario and the issue. And my father and I had a conversation too. About how so many nation building songs, so many songs about crime, so many songs about different things, and as though you don't see any change, and as though there is no song that can really make the Trinidadian man feel a particular type of way or whatever. So I started to think about how I can write a song that will kind of add that patriotism in the song, so that the listener can feel the message a little more than naturally, and that's where the concept of the red, white, and black, a red blood stained sheet with black boys underneath, red, white, and black. Don't you see how this looks like our national flag? Not to degrade the flag in any way, but just to remind us of who we are as a people, representing the red, white, and black, and how it's now looking.
And the thing is, how old is that song?
Very old.
Because it's even relevant today. We have so many issues in Trinidad and Tobago again. Murder toll is going sky high, and we're only in April.
Yep.
Yeah, over 100 already, and even surpassing that by many more numbers. So that in itself will speak again in 2017 with your rebranding of it.
Yes.
So what are you going to do different? I mean, I'm not a musician.
Well, what happened when we produced the song the last time, we kind of went outside the box with it. So I think people didn't catch on to it because the music wasn't really so culturally ingrained.
Right.
In that way. I don't know if that's the right term I should use. However, though, it wasn't so palatable to the ears as yet. However, even performing live usually had to be different than what the recording was to people to catch on to it. And what the experience I've had from performing the song, what I've seen, people actually really breaking down and crying, and there was one lady, she lost her son, they found him in a cane field with 3 bullets in the head and things, so she was actually fainting and things, and it was a real experience in going to the performance like that. I felt that, okay, you know what, I need to do it over, that it could stand out a little bit more, not to try to use the issue of crime taking place now to but I mean, in a sense, for it to start to really make sense and for more people to get to hear this and feel it, using the idea of the red, white, and black for us to remind us of who we are, that kind of way.
So how soon can we expect the new version of Red, White, and Black?
Well, I will admit it's a bit challenging too, because not for any ill reason, but I mean, producers are very busy too. They're traveling back and forth right now.
So just working out
just working on the scheduling and that kind of stuff. But we have begun. Actually, the major part is over. I just need to go in now and do over my lead vocals, and that's it. Or the backup vocals is there, the music is there.
But Collis, that's not from chatting with you before, that's not the only project you're working on right now.
No.
Because something is in transit, am I right?
Right, the In Transit concert series. Right, so the In Transit concert series was an idea that I developed after we did the CLUTS project with Marshall down at CLUTS, right, on the CLUTS rhythm and that kind of stuff. Something stood out when I remember the lady involved hugging Marshall a day and thing, and she was talking to all of us, and she said, all you just only come and we see all today, and then we won't see all again, and whatever. And it was kind of striking to me, and it's hard for us as the artists to try to keep up, because remember, we also doing our work, and we sometimes if the year go good, you become so demanding, so you have to go on to do different things, so you can't always come back and learn and and do what you might want to do in an area. So the idea came up of the In Transit concert series where we can be in transit in an area, just passing through. So that you'll understand that, okay, don't look for me too soon again. But we're passing through. However, when we pass through, we're making a positive contribution when we pass through. So what I'm trying to do now, the last show exactly, it was really great because even Marshall, in mentioning his name, Ecstatic sponsor, it was one of the sponsors out of 4 or 5 sponsors, Howdy Dance, restaurant, because I want to encourage people to come on board because the initiative what we did, we gave away school bags with food stationery and that kind of stuff for kids and parents, with probably single parents and that kind of stuff. Because we try to look at the different issues, we give away food hampers, different stuff. We want to do more as regarding any issue, whether somebody might be depressed or domestic situation at home or whatever, more than just the show. If after there's people we can send them to see to.
So not just adding your vocals to a situation, you're doing try your best to get what they need.
Exactly. What I do too before the event, depending on the village, we walk around with flyers and that kind of stuff and invite people because social media does a lot, but still only does so much. Because when I did one of the shows and we were in Cuba and walking around, people still don't even have an idea who I am. They don't know the song, they don't know. So even for me, it's a sense of also gaining a little more exposure out here on the local front.
Yes.
And getting people to have an idea, okay, listen, because in the show as well, there is not just me. I have other artists who I invite on board during the show. We do a kind of theatre. Like Freetown Collective, I have Candice Marcus, I have Jelani Ned, the list goes on because every show I had different people that passed through. Forgive me if I forget some names, but so much people have worked with us. We have 6 shows, In Transit 7 is coming, so.
Can you give us a little heads up on In Transit 7?
Well, In Transit 7, I hope to go to my home in Superior. Yeah, I want to go back now there. I never really actually. The people of Superior was saying, look, you don't come back.
So a few minutes ago you were saying something about going back to your hometown of Superior for In Transit. Tell us about that.
Well, still dealing with some groundwork, trying to find proper venue and that kind of stuff and things like that before we really started doing marketing. Because I know it will need a little push. So we're trying to get the right date and everything and get ample time to like about a 3-month spread to be able to really get it done. So we're looking at somewhere coming into the summer there.
Do you already have the supporting cast? Like how you mentioned before, you have Freetown Collective that helped before. Are they still going to be pushing through?
Well, I haven't decided because I mentioned their name, not that they are in every show, but during the process of all the shows that we have had so far, they were some of them, right? But I haven't decided who I would use on the other shows yet, But as for the band and the music and all that, we have that, done. And of course, more support, more people to sponsor, to come on board because it's a lot of work for us. We're doing this on our own, and.
So how can we get into supporting? How can we share?
Well, of course, via my contact, plus we have information on social media as well. And that kind of stuff that you can go to. You can email us at unlimited.soul.project@gmail.com. And we appreciate any support you can get from us.
So Collis, I know you're a busy man, so I just got a couple more questions for you. When I think about music, of course, we love our culture, we embrace what we have here. But when it comes to other musicians that you look outside of the genre that you're in, who do you pay attention to? Whether it's their performance style, their delivery, their writing, whatever it may be, who do you look at?
Well, I try to stay fresh, so you find that I don't listen much of radio and different things. I watch a lot of movies and that kind of stuff. But recently I've been paying attention to Chidena.
Yes.
That guy is.
He's different, right?
Yeah. What's up there, Bambi? That kind of feel like, and then how I write and that kind of stuff is like just down my vein. I felt like I could have written that song, that kind of way. So I kind of like the album too. The album is really happening, I kind of rebel like that too. So I like the things he's talking about and what he's saying. And I'm just trying to to look at the different things happening around the world right now and see how I can kind of
that helps with your writing skills.
Develop creativity and ideas that could help me, in terms of when I'm out there, dealing with different things, like because now with what's happening here, we have to go out and deal with the youth and deal with different programs. You want to be a little current, you want to know what's happening, have an idea how to use your lingo, how to talk with them, that kind of stuff. Because it's so delicate somehow, and you just have to be careful because you could use the wrong word and then you may not understand that word just trigger a reaction, where it came from or the history of an individual. It could be so many years, it could be something from a childhood, but just your choice of how you deliberate, trigger something in them that they didn't even understand why they reacted back to you in that kind of manner. And I think that's the depth we have to go when we start to think about crime and violence and domestic issues and different things that we have going on, because it's more than just what we see on the surface, and
I would say hurting people hurt others, so there's something that's going on within them. That's why they're kind of pushing out like that. Before we wrap it up, I know you shared the information with our viewers how we can communicate with you, but one of the things that I like to do inside JChats, and I like to put my guests on spot, it's not going to be too bad though, but I have compiled 30 questions, of which I want you to just simply share with me a number, so that number is assigned to a question. Yes?
Okay.
Alright? So just think about a number in your head from 1 to 30 and 25. The question that is at number 25 is, what are your 2 favorite local dishes? That's not too hard. Is it?
2 favorite local dishes. Local dishes.
Local dishes.
Well, of course, pilau is very, love me some pilau. And I really love dal bread. I like dal bread.
Patrick says I love dal bread, right?
Yeah, I really like dal bread.
Collis Duranty, thank you so much for coming into JChats.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate your time. And I wish you all the best as you continue to do your thing inside of the musical world and outside of that for the young ones in Trinidad and Tobago and beyond. Thank you so much. I would like you to share with our viewers how we can get in contact with you. I know, again, we talked about social media just a few minutes ago, but I know you're on most of the platforms, am I right?
Yes.
So share with our viewers how we can get in contact with you.
So basically, all the social media, you can find me on Facebook, Collis Duranty, Twitter at Collis Duranty, Instagram, Duranty Collis. What is here again? YouTube, Collis Duranty. My email address is unlimited.soul.project@gmail.com. And my phone numbers and everything are also there on Facebook and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, man, you can find me out there.
Thank you so much for your time, Collis. Yes.
That's all.
And this was JChats for today. Thank you so much for joining me. See you soon.
Well, I can hardly wait for you to put some loving on me. Yeah, man, this is Collis Duranty here, and I'm telling you, tune into JChats with JD.
Well, they say there's no I in team, so it is at this point I acknowledge and say thank you to the hardworking team here at JChats. Thank you so much to Patriotic T&T, Spontaneous Lounge, Arc Media, camerawoman Deandra Wilson, and makeup artist Ashonda James. Thank you. Yeah, I'm seeing with your face that you really love dal bread.
Yes, blessed love. I am Collis Duranty and I'm... Yeah, blessed love. So this is Collis Duranty. I'm telling you, tune in to JChat. You should be watching JChat.
You're watching JChats. This is a Voix Jai YouTube series. No.
Voix Jai production.
Yes.
And 3, 2.
And you tune in, watch JChat.
Right?